It was supposed to be just another ordinary night, the kind of night where nothing remarkable ever happens. But fate often writes the most unforgettable stories when we least expect them. Emma walked through the glowing streets, the air warm with the sound of music spilling from open bars, lights shimmering like stars fallen onto the sidewalks. She wasn't searching for love, not anymore. Not after the promises she made to herself. She had built walls around her heart, tall and unshakable, and she believed nothing could slip through. But life has a way of surprising us in moments that seem almost too simple, too casual, and in that very moment, when her shoulder brushed against a stranger's outside a cafe, her entire world shifted without warning. "Careful there," he said, his voice calm yet commanding, steadying her by the arm before she stumbled. His touch was not accidental, not rushed. It lingered just long enough for her to feel it. A spark, a current of warmth that traveled through her veins like a whisper she didn't want to ignore. Emma's breath hitched, her heartbeat racing as she looked up into eyes that seemed to know her, even though they were meeting for the very first time. He was tall, confident, with a presence that demanded attention. His deep blue eyes held her in place, studying her as though he had been waiting to meet her all along. His name, Ryan, slipped between them casually. But there was nothing casual about the energy sparking in the air. His smile carried mischief and softness all at once, a dangerous mix that made her forget the walls she had built around her heart. What was it about this man, this stranger, that unsettled her so quickly? Why did his hand on her arm feel less like a stranger's, and more like something she had been waiting for? Every detail of the night suddenly sharpened. The laughter from across the street, the glow of neon signs, the distant sound of a saxophone playing on the corner. It was as though the universe had conspired to slow everything down, leaving only the two of them suspended in this charged moment. Minutes melted into conversation. His voice was smooth, teasing, challenging her to respond, and she did, surprising herself with laughter she hadn't felt in years. Time slipped away unnoticed, and yet she couldn't help but wonder what this meant. Could one accidental touch, one glance from a stranger, truly hold the power to rewrite everything? The air between them was thick with possibility, and though Emma didn't know what would come next, one thing was certain. This night would not end the way it began. The night had grown quieter, the city sounds fading into the distance as if the world itself wanted to give them space. They found a bench in a small park, dimly lit by a single street lamp, its glow casting a soft halo around them. Emma sat down first, her pulse still unsteady from the energy that lingered between them. Ryan followed closer than she expected, his presence a wave of warmth that brushed against her skin before he even touched her. She tried to steady her breath, but every second made it harder to ignore the magnetic pull that drew her toward him. Their hands brushed once, lightly, almost by accident, but neither pulled away. His fingers grazed hers again, this time slower, deliberate, asking a silent question without words. Her heart raced, and instead of retreating, she let her hand slide into his. Their fingers entwined as if they were always meant to fit, the simple contact sending shivers rushing up her arms. He turned to look at her, his eyes darker now, more intense, the kind of gaze that holds you captive. He leaned in slightly, close enough for her to feel the warmth of his breath against her cheek. Her lips parted unconsciously, a quiet surrender to the moment. He reached up, brushing a strand of hair away from her face, and the world tilted. Time slowed, silence deepened, and Emma could feel every beat of her heart echoing in her chest. His lips hovered near hers, teasing, lingering in that delicate space between hesitation and surrender. She didn't wait. She closed the distance, and when their mouths finally met, the kiss was soft at first, gentle, exploring, the kind of kiss that asks for permission and promises more. But then it deepened, fire sparking where tenderness had begun, turning into something urgent, hungry, undeniable. Her hand slid upward, pressing against the strength of his chest, feeling the steady rhythm of his heart. His arm wrapped around her waist, pulling her closer until there was no space left between them. Every touch, every breath, every heartbeat fused into one moment of raw connection. When they finally pulled apart, both breathless, the night felt changed forever. Their bodies still leaned into each other, lips brushing as if reluctant to part. And in that silence, with passion still burning in their veins. Emma knew this was no longer just a chance encounter. It was the beginning of something dangerous, beautiful, and unforgettable. Please click subscribe to our channel. We have more stories coming soon. Miss any new stories? Thank you for listening.